I have Windows 7 also hooked up, but I have it offline. So if I boot up to it, I just shut off the internet connection because I don't want to get
Oh shit.
viruses. Yeah, I just don't want it to get viruses, and I don't want to load antivirus software and all that crap on it. I just kind of want to use it for music. And
Oh well, that's fair enough.
yeah, so my idea was to run Windows 7, which I haven't been spending enough time with, spending too much time with this other screwy stuff. But I should be doing some music stuff on that. And then when I want to screw around, then boot into Windows 10 and go on the internet. It should be, I don't know. Anyhow, that's what I'm trying to do with it.
Well, Windows 10, I mean, that's just a shitty operating system.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
No, and the thing that pissed me off was my computer came with 7, and of course, what are we talking? 6, 8 months, whatever it is, and I think they're done with any type of security or anything. They're no longer going to support it. So
Oh yeah, Windows 7 has been flushed down the toilet. Yeah,
yeah, and
pretty
so I
much.
remember when they did that with XP, and I mean, eventually you had to switch, and so I think they did really well with 7, and I think 8 was pretty well. I think it would probably worked okay by the second edition or whatever it was they did, 8.1 or whatever it was. I forget, but anyhow, it seemed okay, I guess, but kind of funky to get around. People didn't like it. I think it had its issues, but 10 might have got some of that straightened out. But then they got all this freaking bullshit on it,
Oh, all this automatic shit that it does. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, and I know there's a lot of stuff you can read to in ways you can go in and change it, and I I really started playing with Linux a good bit, but what I realized is that for any kind of recording or anything you want to do, the software is just not really there for it, like Windows or particularly for Mac, and well, I don't know, Windows and Mac are both good, I guess, that way, but at least if I had a Mac, though, I think it would be more stable. You know, as far as viruses and all that kind of bullshit goes, spyware or whatever else.
Well, the whole MacBook shit is it costs more.
Well, I honestly, I think Mac really fucked themselves lately. I think, I mean, what the hell do I know? But it just seems to me that I just can't see them going much longer with what they're doing with this thing of gluing the freaking computers together. I mean, what the hell kind of bullshit is that?
Oh
Stuff's
yeah.
stuff soldered on the fucking board. They got the damn cases glued together. I mean, holy shit. I mean, I almost bought one and I thought, well, you can change your RAM. And I'm thinking, well, what if I want to change the CPU? Or and another option was, you had to pay quite a bit more for their hard drive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to go with a solid state drive, and I wanted 2 hard drives. So maybe there wasn't room in it. So maybe it was a choice of solid state versus their.
The disk drive. It's a disk drive,
Yeah,
basically.
they had a platter that also had a decent amount of RAM built in. I can't think of the right word. You know what I mean? Solid state memory, like a big, huge buffer. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. I forget what they call that. Kind of like a crossbreed or something, something. And I thought, well, yeah, that's okay, but I don't know. Solid state drives could come down in the next couple of years, I'm thinking, and then I'll put one of those in. Well, as I'm looking at all that stuff, I'm thinking, well, I could. It's Intel based, so you learn what if you want to upgrade your CPU, you could do that. Well, then when I started reading about it, I'm realizing, well, holy shit, guys are saying when you take a razor blade and you cut down around it, and then you pry the case apart, and then they should. I'm like, you fucking, that's insane. I mean, and
It's too much work. Yeah. Fuck.
who the hell would do that? Like, I mean, and suppose it had, what is it, like, I don't know if they're a 1 or a 3 year warranty, but whatever you had, you'd have to wait till the warranty's up before you do any work on it if you decided to upgrade. And to me, it just so I went and bought a PC. I said, fuck that, I could build my own whatever, and I'm still thinking of, it's a lot of work. I'm not the best at figuring that stuff out, but I'm still kind of half tempted to build a Hackintosh, you know. I know they're changing things right now, but be good for a number of years. I
Oh
don't,
yeah.
you know, it just a lot of guys. That's kind of was my point, though. You're seeing more and more people that have a reputation they wouldn't really want to harm on the internet. They're building Hackintoshes, and you go, well, don't tell me Mac hasn't screwed themselves with this. At least with those guys, you know.
Oh, the whole proprietary shit. Yeah, they fucked themselves. Yeah.
Well, I mean, uh, you know, I mean, imagine if you were to buy their like the computer I wanted to get. It was around 4 or 5 grand, and then you get into their the Mac Pro, which you know, I think 2012 was like the last ones where they were really cool cases. You could take them all apart and work on them, upgrade them, whatever you want. Some people are still doing that, but you buy a new one, it's not very upgradable. You can't do much with it. And who the hell wants to spend, you know, 7, 8 grand or whatever it costs to get their high end one, and then you can't upgrade it? I mean, that's bullshit, you know.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and so a guy spends 2, 3 grand, and they build up a PC to the specs that will work with Mac software. I mean, to me, that makes a hell of a lot more sense, and that's what you're seeing with a lot of guys, you know, with music and video production. Not saying a lot, but there's a decent amount of those guys doing that now. You know, have for a couple of years. So that can't be helping Mac to be building that stuff like that. I wouldn't think.
No.
And their laptops, of course, that's a different deal. But I think in the towers to be kind of alienating the serious guy in the studio, that's kind of stupid on their part, I think.
Oh, they're losing money.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, guys about the old Mac Pros, I mean, they knew that they could keep upgrading it for a number of years. And you can do that with a PC, but you can't do that with their new stuff. So I don't know. But part of what I heard was that they're making so much money on the iPhones and that kind of thing that apparently their interest really isn't in the computer thing, and they got all the yuppies buying them. You know,
Oh, true that. True that.
you know, you got to figure, man. I mean, but oh well, what the heck? So yeah, that was funny with that warning guy coming in there. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I haven't even listened to that shit yet. He quit messaging me on DM, so I was like, thank fucking God.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, I always thought he was kind of like half serious about his Christian beliefs and that kind of thing. And, you know, at least to the point where, like, if he was joking around and cussing and carrying on and stuff, I mean, he's like, that sounds to me like he's serious, you know, and he just totally loses it or something. And his thing with women, that's really fucked up.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
No, I can't figure that out. Never saw anybody quite act like that.
Well, he said something to me in a DM one time that he was might be going to prison for 15 years. And I was like, that's probably the best thing that could happen to you.
Well, that's what I said in the chat. You know, I mean, somebody who acted like that in real life, I mean, you get freaking locked up, you know. Well, you'd
I'm,
think you would. You'd think you could, you know. I mean, a guy, if he was talking like that, I mean, somebody deck his ass or something, or then he'd go shoot him or something. I don't know.
I don't either. I mean, but he told me I'm soft because I've never been behind bars. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, you know, maybe that's what we're dealing with, you know. Maybe, I mean, that's where I started wondering, well, maybe I should have just ignore him. Maybe it's, you know, I'm half tempted to write a song like that about him, but then, you know, like joking around, and I guess it was Scientist Sam said, yeah, write it. And I'm thinking, but maybe not. Maybe it's better to leave a guy like that alone.
Mm,
He's that damn bad, you know.
yeah,
It's kind of like he reminds me a lot of Pillbox. I
true
think
that.
Pillbox is smarter.
Kinda.
Well, Pillbox has that Ken Hovind thing down where he can just ramble out a whole bunch of words. He practices it, I guess. You ever hear him go through that spew? And it's pretty fast, and just throwing off all this like witty stuff. I'm sure it makes him proud. But it's uh,
He
but
says a whole bunch of shit that doesn't really mean anything.
right, if you actually get him out of that and you start talking, then he kind of falls apart. Pretty fast. What was in? I guess it was. I went into a chat in Brett Keene's thing weeks, maybe a month ago by now, and I was in there talking with Jesus Freak, if you remember him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Jesus Freak and mainly Brett Keane, and they were talking about if a thing that Brett Keane had brought up that he learned from this guy Yoke up years ago about if God told you and you knew it was God and he told you to kill somebody, would you do it? And oddly enough, man, these guys said, yeah, and best Brett Keane could say is he doesn't think he has it in him to do it, And, Jesus Christ, I mean, but he still thinks it's okay. And Pillbox was in the comment section saying he would do it. And so for the hell of it, I asked him, I said, well, say like you had a rifle and would you fill the barrel with lead and then put a cartridge in it and fire it if God told you? And he said, yes. What do you do? Now you have to admit, I mean, you don't normally meet people like that in everyday life, do you?
No.
No, I mean, I have met people that kind of think that kind of stuff, but they're pretty rare. Thank goodness. But anyhow, hey, I didn't know. Sabella had said she didn't say much, but said I guess you were going through some things and just wondering how things are going or what's up. If you mind my asking.
It's cancer.
Oh boy, yeah. She didn't say a lot. Kind of. How's it? Gee, yeah, I've turned off my camera. I guess are you? Do you smoke still, or did you quit, or did you smoke? I forgot.
Oh, I still smoke and drink. Why stop now?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, it's rough. What? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. How are you dealing with it?
Shit happens.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's things they do these days. What are you thinking with that as far as anything that way, or do you mind my asking, or I don't want to get.
Oh, you're fine. I'm still deciding what I want to do.
Yeah, it's tough, I guess your options are like chemo and that kind of thing, I guess. Or,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty ugly. But I've seen people come through it, though, and I guess it depends. So that's what you're thinking about, I guess, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's so what you've been doing then, generally, through the day or whatever.
Working.
Oh, good. So you're not really like focused on that much. You just go ahead and living life and doing that kind of thing is.
Well, it's in the back of my head, but I've been working and doing what I've been doing. But
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I don't know if you know how to get hold of me, but I mean, if anything you ever, I don't know that I'm the best person to talk with or anything on something like that, but if you ever do want to talk, you're, I don't have anything great to offer or anything like that.
You're just as good as anybody else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure you've seen that too. You know, some people pull through it, and
some people don't.
yeah, that's true. You know,
We'll have to see how it goes.
yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah, talking with a doctor and stuff's probably helpful too. Kind of dumb. I mean, the thing to ask, do they have any kind of therapist? Or, of course, who knows what kind of damn therapist you can get at times.
Fair
But
enough. Fair enough.
yeah, but yeah, I didn't know. I mean, that's something. I don't know if they offer with that kind of thing, or if a doctor suggests that or not with that, or guess that all obviously depends on the doctor and such. But yeah. So what do you do for work?
On the farm.
Oh, that's right. Okay, okay. I remember you saying that now. Well, that'd keep you busy. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I need to set up there with that guy Warning if I talk with him, try to get him involved with sheep or something. You know, they might not say no, you know. I mean, yeah, poor guy. I just never saw anybody like that. That like he made a whole video on like this woman. He was saying she was hot. If you do listen to that, you'll have to laugh. I mean, in the sense that he was comparing women with cars, and like he didn't want some old 50s, whatever the hell it was, car. And I think I just said 50 Chevy, whatever, 55 Chevy or something. He said, yeah, he didn't want a woman like that. He wants someone that's really hot. But then he was bitching that he didn't like that women had sex before they were married or something. But then he says he's addicted to pussy, and I'm kind of like, the heck, like, the guy's gone. That's why I couldn't figure if he's trolling or if he's just really that fucking far gone. Yeah,
Sounds like he's that far gone.
he might be. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe it's not good to have a guy like that really pissed off at you.
Oh, I don't care how pissed off he is at me.
No,
But that guy.
no, but what I've noticed in general is what I've noticed on YouTube is people. There's a point where they don't give you any shit yourself anymore. You know, they'll move on to other people in your family or something. You know, and that's the one thing I've noticed. Yeah, they because I mean, if you're just laughing and shit at them, you know what I mean. I mean, they just move on to hit you where it hurts. You know. Yeah. I think that's why I said in the comment section, yeah, I wouldn't want to meet a guy like that in person. I'd end up in jail. Jail. Whatever they call it.
Jail.
Yeah, jail with him. And G-Man. The freaking G-Man shit was kind of funny for a while. Yeah, I don't know. Did you find it funny or?
Well, yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's where I got him in Brett Keene's thing. It's like, holy heck, man, that guy. Oh my gosh. You know, when you think about it, you look at his subs and stuff, and how many people are watching his videos. It doesn't seem to have many Christians watch him. Doesn't seem. I mean, really, it's mainly people just laugh at him, don't you think? I mean, it might be 5 or 10 that he has that are friends or something. Doesn't look like many though.
No, it doesn't.
Huh. But it's fun watching him and Dragnaut. Boy, Dragnaut really, really tore him up. It's terrible. So, yeah, I guess it's not real exciting. I guess the stuff in Kind of funny though. I don't know how I got back into it. I was fooling with the guitar stuff, and I think the whole G-Man thing. For about a year, I kind of always wanted to just get him in a hangout, just watch him. And he did. He fell apart. He never had anything on me, like he said, and all he could say is somebody told him something. That's pretty bad. Kind of wondered, like, where did he come up with these screwball damn ideas?
No telling.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't act like that either outside of the computer. I'm not sure how I don't think he acted anything like that around Dragnaut and those guys. Because if he did, he'd be all busted up all the time when he comes on camera. I think. He does do that shit, though, with the Hebrew Israelites, but then there's cops and stuff around. That probably protects him some. Well, at least from what I see. You see cops drive by here and there. Who knows? So what you're gonna do? Were you gonna oh.
St. Lucifer had me on his show, and I was the subject of his show. Lucifer, I would hope that we as people learn from our tribulations. And when people fall into the same patterns of behavior, I find it a bit disheartening. Because I root for people, all people, walks of all life. I root for people first. But it's so when people don't, strive for their best, it's disappointing. Whatever that best may be, that's what I want them to work towards. And so when someone like Bruce, who's sitting in a room with Sabella Shepherd, that someone who in the past has criticized you for lying, and you continue it. Bruce, I don't like lies. I don't like liars. When I find out someone has lied to you, the trust, the breaking of trust is just, unless it's a white lie, right? White lies, such as like you lie about where your house is. That's a white lie because there's nothing nefarious behind it. But when you're going around lying, saying people believe one thing that they don't, saying people have said one thing that they haven't, falsely representing people, making things up, false accusations. It's really bad.
Wow.
It's a bad reflection.
Hey, I just realized this is live.
So that's a bit on St. Lucifer.
Hello.
Who else do I want to sort of talk a bit about? This point with the others.
Turn the camera on.
Sabella.
Hope I wasn't taking my nose or anything.
Can't lie.
Hope not. Might have.
Saying I made threats against Hannah to do something sexually explicitly violent. I've never made those threats.
Might have.
I've been repeating this falsehood You guys need to stop with the lies. I guess that's the topic of this video. Stop with the lies.
I didn't know this was live. Well, I'll stay here so you guys can chat for a couple minutes. I would share the link, but